Hey, what's going on YouTube? Good morning. Hope all is well. Happy Saturday. This is Kyle Louie here, and this is video vlog 21. Um, this is on the topic. Uh, okay, it's not a topic. It's kind of a phrase, an expression. Um, it's called. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Shivery isn't dead. Many of you probably have never heard of that before. It's kind of a random one, but it does mean something. You know how your parents do their best in to teaching you how to um, have manners, how to handle yourself, how to care for others, help people in need. My parents did that. My dad and mom, we were really involved with helping people out. We did a lot of charities. Um, we did what else did we do? We did a feed my starving children. We did Operation Christmas with our church back in Minnesota. We would send things that we didn't want for Christmas, and we would send it to kids that were in need of those. Um, so we were being unselfish, basically. Um, but anyways, um, my dad and I, one of my many things that we used to do, for 22 years, him and I did a charity called Walk for Life. Um, it's where you walk around. It's a 4 mile walk around a lake, and in that time you raise money and donate it, so this money can go out and buy. Um, it goes to New Life Church, something like that. I don't think you guys have ever heard of that, but it went to New Life, and they would donate it to single parents who needed supplies. Me and him did that for 22 years. Obviously, the last few we weren't able to do, and we didn't get to do it the last year before he passed away. So the year before he passed away, we didn't get to do it. And of course, the year he did pass away, we were planning on it. Um, and I even had the people still contact me and asking if I was going to be involved with doing it. But it was just too hard because it was a tradition that him and I made, and I mean my mom and siblings did it for a little while, and then it would turn into just him and I, where we would go and walk around the lake. We would talk about life. We would give each other advice. I would ask him questions. We would just hang out. Um, anyways, um, another thing, my dad would say, well, okay, so this is basically, yes, this is, this part right here is going to be towards the fellas, all right? The dudes, the guys, my advice. Because my dad would say the best way to a woman's heart is by being a gentleman. Opening doors, pulling out and pushing in chairs, paying for dinner, fellas. I'm serious. Buying flowers, listening, fully, fully aware of the conversations that she's trying to bring. Um, Obviously, communicating is a huge thing. Um, and make sure that you're there for her, not just when you want to be, but be there for her all the time. Um, and then another huge thing is having your arm out like this, and you're saying, you open the car door for her and whatnot, gets out, and She takes you by the arm because you want to escort her to where you guys are headed, so then she doesn't trip or fall or slip, or you don't fall. Either way, um, you're being a gentleman there. Another This goes out to the majority of us, and I mean me as well. Um, Showing care to our elders, because let's face it, our elderly people are what they have done for us prior to us growing up. We got to be thankful for that, because they were able to shape what is today, and we got to get back by showing care. So I mean, here's some examples. Give me a second here. um, yes. Obviously, you want to ask for permission, right? You want to go up to, if you see an older lady or an older man or a couple, and they look like they need some help. Go up and ask them. Say, hey, is there any way I can help you? Would you mind? I want to make sure you guys are okay. Offer to help, basically. Don't just go up and assume. Don't just go up and take it, because they will probably beat you with a cane or purse. So make sure you ask and say, hey, is there any way I can help you carry your groceries? Can I walk you to the door? Can I walk you across the street? Make sure you cross the street when it says walk. Um, you know, um, it just basically shows that you're acknowledging them. And even though sometimes older people can be grumpy at times, um, let me tell you that the impact of what you do, where you put your needs in front of somebody else, it goes a long way, and I guarantee it, they will show appreciation. Um, I remember helping my dad and I actually, we went to the local mall by our house back in Minnesota. The little mall that was near our house. The Mall of America is a huge thing, but that was a little further out from where we were at. And so there was a local mall nearby, and we went there one day, and it was freezing cold because it's Minnesota. And we we were walking into the mall, and we noticed an older lady trying to find her car. She was just lost, and she was kind of crying crying, and she was asking for help. And so me and my dad went up to her, and we asked her for to help. And so she gave us her car plate numbers. Um, we wrote it down, and we looked. She kind of remembered the aisle that she was in, but she just couldn't find it. And so we took the number down, and we looked for the car, and we found it for her within no time. And then shortly after, she gave us some money. And I'm not saying you're gonna get money every time, okay? Don't do it for the money. Don't do it for that. Do it because you are just wanting to do it. Show um, that's showing appreciation for what they've done for us by helping them out. Um, you know, so don't expect it, um, but be thankful for it, and be thankful for the fact that you're helping them out. All right. Um, both sides of my grandparents. I think I've mentioned this. Maybe not. I don't know. Yes. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so both my grandparents, were majors to the Salvation Army. Um, Pastors. That's another word for pastor. Um, so my mom's side and my dad's side were majors. So the Salvation Army was it was just around the family. And um, after they all passed away, sadly. I mean, after they passed away, I wanted to acknowledge them, honor them, by um, ringing, bell ringing. I don't think you guys, you guys have seen those people where they stand out in front of the kettle in the holiday season, and ring the bell outside your favorite local store or whatever. I did that for 4 years straight, every season. So every November, I would sign up. I would say, "Hey, I'm doing this for my grandparents," and um, it only went till it go until Christmas Eve usually. So you're able to work a few hours on Christmas Eve, and you know, I did it for a little bit. I volunteered for a while, and then shortly after, I got a little irritated with the cold. I'm not gonna lie, and I applied for the job, and I worked a little bit longer, and I was able to get paid from it. But the first 2.5 years, 3 years, yeah, I did a volunteer. And let me tell you, and if you haven't known already, um, Minnesota is very challenging in that time. Um, Usually it's really, I mean, it by October it's pretty cold. November it's chilly, and then December you got, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's a brown, Christmas, but when I used to bell ring, it would be blizzard. You know what I mean? So very, very cold. The temperature, I mean, it got to, um, but I did all that to raise money for the homeless. All right. And that's what the Salvation Army does. They raise money. These buckets go out to these people, um, to the homeless, to shelters and stuff like that. And Salvation Army does a lot of other things too. So it's not just that. But I may have lost a feeling in my toes. I may have danced around quite a bit like a crazy person trying to keep warm. My face was blue quite a bit, I'm sure. Probably scared some people. Um, as well as my dancing. Um, but despite all of that, I did it for this cause, and it meant more to me than anything. Um, so um, I have a quote here, and I got a Bible verse. Quote is from Maya Angelou, which some of you may have heard, some of you may not. She's a very famous poet, that passed away was it last year or 2 years ago? Um, yeah, Maya Angelou. She wrote, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." So that's exactly what I'm saying, guys. You may not get, you may not get, okay, it depends. It depends on the person that you help. But really, you may, helping these people out, you are making an impact on them, whether they've said it or not. They'll show their thanks in different ways. You know what I mean? So I have a Bible verse here. It's from Luke 10:29-37. Our neighbor is anyone who is in need, and we must go as far as we can to help unconditionally. So go out of your way, guys. Give back. Say thank you. Show appreciation for what they've done. Um, and again, fellas, take care of your ladies. All right. Um, Show them care. Um, I got a quick story. I'll just tell you. My my girlfriend had a seizure the other night, sleeping, and it got a little. I didn't know because I was sleeping, so it was actually in the middle of her sleep that it happened, and she told me the next day, and I freaked out. And I said, that's not going to happen again. So I stayed up this morning, this last Friday night, from 3 o'clock, yeah, to 3 a.m. Keep it a niner, and that's just, it's just my way of saying thank you. And you know what? I'm gonna actually go out and get her flowers in a little bit. So, um, anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully it uploads. You guys are awesome. This is Kai Louie. Kai Louie out.